What's up, Aces? My name is Jake, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. So, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing AEW Fight Forever. But I wouldn't say forever. Because, see, at first, the game seemed like it was going to be great. But there are so many things that are holding it back from being great. So, at this very moment, because I looked at the rating, I thought, okay, I see why. It's sitting at a 2.9 out of 5 stars. That's pretty bad, honestly. But I see why, because, I've played it. It's going to be the background gameplay between me and Demon. And there are way more cons than pros. So, let's start off with the cons rather than the pros, since there's so many. First things first, Aces, on my list of cons, the price for the game and the extra characters. I'll tell you about the extra characters here in a second. So the price for the game, as of right now, is $40. For the ratings, I would assume that's probably the issue with why there's so many 1 stars. Because of the fact that you're paying a lot for this game. This game is not that great, by the way. And the extra characters, the price for them is ridiculous. For just one of the wrestlers, it's $12. I think the lowest one was like $4.99. That still not bad, I guess, but still, that's a good amount of money. Okay, I could take $5 and probably pay for, I don't know, probably nothing. The second thing on my list. The graphics, don't get me wrong, I get it's not supposed to be realistic, it's supposed to be like more arcadey. It's too cartoony for me. Don't get me wrong, some of the wrestlers actually look good, but there's others that it's like, yeah, that's just cartoony. That's basically all I gotta say. And the whole, like, exploding barbed wire match, there's too much blood. And the explosions, if that was realistic, which I know they actually did one of those matches, and there was a lot of blood. If those explosions could actually hurt somebody, you wouldn't be able to get up as fast as you can in the game. At all. The third thing on my list, which is probably the biggest one, is the mini-games. There, I think, is 9 mini-games. 9 or 12. And all of them are just ridiculous, Aces. You got one that's egg hunt. What's that got to do with wrestling? I know, again, arcade type game, but still, it's a wrestling game. I ain't gonna spot the difference of, what's different between this Adam Cole and this Adam Cole. I don't know. Why do I care? There ain't no doppelganger of him. Now, I will admit, the one baseball type game, kind of fire. Okay, I can't deny that. It is kind of fun. The next issue I have with the game, the lack of customization for the characters. Now, okay, I'll admit, at first glance, when I was trying to play the game and make a custom character, there was barely anything I could do. I couldn't change the entrances, I couldn't change the moveset or nothing. And then I decided to mess around even more. You can actually customize that, but it's still limited. There's still so much limitations to the customization. And skin tone, we don't talk about skin tone. You know what? I'm going to just let the clip explain itself. Con number 5. The junky control mechanism, which some of the controls are pretty janky. The other ones I can't really talk about. But the ones I have the big issue with is the blocking. Because it makes 0 sense. How am I supposed to do any of that? Like, you got L1 and R1 to block. I'm like, okay, well, they just hit you with a kick. Neither one of those block it. Like, I feel like there needs to be more, I guess, explaining. Because even the tutorial, I was just messing around with an AI that doesn't fight back. And even if I did a normal match, well, if they hit a signature or finisher on me, I'm screwed. And that's the next thing on my list, is the signature and finisher. Because on the D-pad is how you do the signature. The finisher, you move the right stick. I'm sorry. What? I'm not. I'm really confused about that too, because some of the moves you grapple, some moves you run, but it doesn't even tell you what the move is. Like, I don't even think there's a moves list, like during the match, that you can look at and be like, okay, I have to run at this person, or they have to be in the corner. And I feel like the grappling is also a little janky, because sometimes you go to grab them and you go to throw them a certain way and doesn't throw them properly. Last but not least for the cons, the roster size. Now, I know AEW isn't as big as WWE, but I feel like there should be at least a little more on the roster, because they do have a good amount of people on AEW. And I'm pretty sure a good chunk of them is just either locked or you have to pay for them, which is kind of silly, honestly. I know WWE does the same thing with you have to pay for some of the people, but even without that, the base game has over 200 wrestlers. That sounds like too many, but honestly, that's a good amount for a wrestling game. Now on to the first pro out of everything, is the exploding barbed wire match. I know I was just talking about the whole, oh, well, the explosions should actually hurt somebody. It's fun. Okay, I'll admit, it's fun. The whole thing of, okay, they fall into the ropes and they get just a shit ton of explosions on them, funny, honestly. And the fact that you can just casually run into them, literally, that was the first thing that I did while I was trying to run around, is I ran into the barbed wire. So, again, janky running, but when it comes to the exploding barbed wire match, it's pretty funny. So, yeah. The next pro, the intergender match potentials. Aces, I've never thought that in a whole match, especially a fatal 4-way, you can have 3 dudes and a woman, or like 3 girls and a guy. Like, I never expected that out of this game. But it's kind of funny too, because you just see a woman kick the shit out of a guy, or you could see a guy kick the shit out of a girl, and it's like, okay, it's part of the match, randomly. The last pro of all is the derpy animations. Aces, I can't explain to you how funny you can watch one of these people run. Or if you go to do like an Irish whip to somebody, it's hilarious because of the whole animation of it. Because it's like, okay, I go to throw this guy. It just reminds me of Looney Tunes type of shit. But now, it's time for my official rating. And Aces, I give this game, drumroll please, I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, it honestly had potential, but they fumbled the shit out of this game. Anyways, Aces, if you want me to review more games that are free, but bad, let me know in the comments down below, and I will. And as always, till next time, peace out.